Okay, so I'm Grass Walker. Welcome back to the Outer Worlds. We've got the Vicar here, hopefully.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service.
Too long.
Or Vicar Max if you're the sort
That's
who
fine.
prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
I want a power regulator. That's what we're here for.
Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Tobson in the cannery.
Third person to recommend Mr. Thompson.
And a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious.
Noted. I can handle myself better than...
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a
I don't
handsome
trust
sum
this guy
for the
trying to
book.
censor books. Let's not give him the book. Alright. Why are you after banned books?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to
Not
fall
about
into
this
public
life,
consumption.
hiding information from the public. This is... sounds like the authorities would be interested.
On the contrary, my position means that I am one of the few legally allowed to possess such items.
Alright, he's got
But
a
do
counter
not
for
worry.
that.
You'll be safe since you are acting on my behalf.
What if I give it to someone else?
I can assure you, you won't find another willing to risk imprisonment to possess
I
this
might
book.
just keep it.
Nor anyone willing to pay the price I can offer.
At least then someone will have it.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name Mbakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Of course I'm serious, dude. What's wrong with this book, though?
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value,
I don't trust him.
should they ever read it.
I really don't trust him. I'll find it, but I'm not giving
Thank
it to you.
If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Oh, my gun out.
Any
as always. I haven't found his
Please
stupid book.
get it.
What's so scared about the book?
A religious text deemed heretical by the OSI is an unsafe object at large. Though I understand why a collector would desire to possess such a rare book. Because I'm also a collector of books. Rare things in this colony. Appreciation of the written word outside monthly periodicals is virtually unknown here.
Alright, people don't really know how to read. Good to know. What's about your spiritual advice?
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing.
Oh,
No.
I really don't like
How
this
about
guy. Really? That's what you're selling?
Selling? No. It is free for all who seek it. I'm sorry you don't find these tried and
I
true
hate this
words
guy.
of wisdom to your liking.
I really don't like this guy. Have you seen around here lately?
Have you? These people need something. Anything they can grasp to survive. Delving into the metaphysical minutiae of the grand plan would be nonsense to them,
grand
if not worse.
plan.
My apologies. The townsfolk are having a tough time of it. And it's been difficult for me to enrich their lives. They are good people. It is just difficult to reach them.
Maybe if you started spending your money on helping people instead of buying illegal books for your private collection with this giant church that could be turned into, what, housing for like 10, 20 people? I don't like that guy at all. But regardless, we're gonna head into the cannery. I think that was on... There was a giant sign for it. Okay, there it is. Look at this guy.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make.
Oh, that door stays closed. Alright, cannery's got a lot of guards. I wish the gun stayed away. That's the the first mod I'm gonna hope to find. Oh jeez, alright, well hacking terminals is definitely illegal. Terminal access. Spacer's Choice handguns, but it counts at a discount. Nice. Notice, schedule your sick leave with your Spacer's Choice foreman and /or supervisor. Be considerate towards other members of the Spacer's Choice family. Allow 2 to 4 weeks processing, blah blah blah. Work invigorates the spirit. Alright. So we're gonna be... I feel like we're gonna be fighting against this Spacer's Choice nonsense. I can see why some people would side with it. Vending machine discovered. I don't see a vending machine there. Vending machines. A hex skill of 20 or higher lets you sell the items to the vending machine. Restricted items on a vendor can be purchased when you have high enough reputation with the associated faction. Oh, okay. Ah, restricted stock. Armor mods. Oh, they've got little helmets. Oh, backpack. Oh, I wish... Alright, let's sell stuff then. We don't need that, or this. Is that our spare handgun? I can never tell which one's spare, which one's... Okay, the revolver I think so. We don't need that many handguns. I count 3, so let's sell 2 of them. Rebuilt mining gear. We don't need 2 sets of that. I can do without the triple aid. Sell the jump as well. Alright, we've got 380 bits now. Tossball stick, we can go to that as well. Alright, can we afford the backpack? 20 kilograms. Nice. That's all my money wasted on a backpack. I wish we could just hack it and take everything. Just steal everything. But these Spacer's Choice people don't seem like good people. They seem like they're forcing everyone to work. I get the appeal of having everybody involved in things. But I'm not that keen on this like armed guards shouting at people, go back to work, and I don't like that Vicar's attitude one bit. Forbidden texts that only some people are allowed to see. Sketchy stuff. The lift is inside, so let's go up top. Elevated music!
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Tobson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Tobson? I think there's someone here to see you.
So they don't even have saltuna.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Thompson seems okay.
Well, sure. It's mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Saltuna cans of fraudery. There's 2 guards in here.
Seems we've got a guest.
Hi, Reed.
Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Interesting. He's political. I can wait till you finish.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of
Alright,
Conduct.
you're not even allowed to name equipment.
My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
I need power regulators. Okay, introduce ourselves.
I'm Reed Tobson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I don't have a uniform, sucker. I don't work for space.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Oh god, I don't want to tell him I have a ship. Someone already reacted weirdly when I said I had a ship. I don't plan on staying long.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our
I
little
need a power
outpost.
regulator, though.
Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you.
Oh.
There is pay to be earned or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
Oh. Ah, why can we only... I just want to say I want a power regulator. He doesn't need to know why. What sort of help do you need?
The sort of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the midst of a difficulty, the
Oh,
resolution
people
of
that
which
ran away.
requires a third party. You. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant. Power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that.
I'm pretty sure that's where the runaways are. What do you mean by mostly abandoned, buddy?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Yep, the runaways. Marauders aren't people. I don't think these people will be happy to lose their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them
Oh,
back
not
at their
like this guy at
posts.
all. He's
I need
actually-
them
he's okay,
to come
but-
home.
Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Well, maybe just stop working for the companies. Edgewater sucks. They should have walked
Neither
out.
do I. The fault was entirely mine.
Oh,
I pushed them
Thompson's
too
kind of
hard.
okay.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
I don't think I'm going to say that. How do I know Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand,
Oh, it
her
sounds like he
camp
has a
looks to her
crush
for
on
leadership.
Adelaide. What if she doesn't want to come back?
That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately.
Why don't you join their faction? How
Adelaide
about
will
that,
understand that.
Buddy? Alright, I can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the
Passcode.
geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson.
Oh, poor Pavati needs a bit
I
of a
hesitate to
backbone.
part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Go on then.
Great.
Take Sona one.
I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Nice.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
But what about... Alright, CMP new manager seminar. Companions. You get a companion. Characters that join you in your adventures. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You unlock special companion combat abilities with the inspiration skill. Learn more about your companions in the companion ledger. Neat. Some people need you to do a quest before they'll assist you, but Pavati's the tutorial buddy.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
I need... Oh! Finally we can tell him we want a power regulator without a ship.
I can't just give you the cannery's regulator. The botanical lab's got one, though, ripe for the picking,
Oh.
provided you shut off their power first. I have made my case to you before. I hope that you will reconsider your refusal.
I'll be back. I can't guarantee anything. I'm gonna go there and check. But I'm not gonna make any promises that we're gonna help this dude. Requires Reed's key. Alright, hold.
Yep, be right over.
Okay, we can instruct her to do things. Well, what can we say to you?
We better clear out of Mr. TOBSON'S office before we talk.
Alright. Give me that elevator music.
We better clear out of Mr.
Oh, come on,
TOBSON'S
we're in the
office.
elevator. He can't hear us here.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry.
Okay, sure.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me.
Backbone,
It's just-
Pavati, backbone. We
Mr.
talked about
Thompson
this.
has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
What's the other side of the story? If I wanted to deal with nuance, I wouldn't be this heavily harmed. Oh, I love that. Tell me the other side.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Did you know Adelaide?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson.
Oh, I bet
All
she
I know
saw
is
something.
she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Ooh. Oh, I don't blame people for wanting to leave. This place sucks.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse.
I'm not turning off that
I think
now.
you should
already
talk to
know
the town's
this.
vicar about it. Max,
Oh, I
his
already
name is.
spoke to the vicar. He's a cunt. Oh, come on. Let's not talk about to the vicar. Oh, I asked the vicar.
Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that.
Oh, come on. We need to talk to the vicar.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an
Alright.
idea. That's all.
Don't worry. I'll talk to the vicar.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Alright, Pavati's our new moral conscience. We need... church.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
Poor Wilson, he did a desert. That's the constable.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Those wanted posters. Bernie Cotton. From the Space's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution effective for Bernie Cotton, destruction of company property, murder of workers, sedation, unauthorized use of medical supplies. Generous bounty. Okay. I'll get him. What about Gwilame? He did the same things. What about Doc Mabel? Yep, same things. Oh, he has unlicensed practice of medicine as well. Alright, where was the church? Ah, there. He went the wrong way completely.
Wonder
Alright.
if the plague's ever gonna...
Back to the vicar.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Any
Back
progress
bitch.
on that matter we discussed?
No!
Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
I don't like him.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to
counsel
those that need
sucks.
it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
I'm fine, you stupid
Please, get it.
fuck off. I want to ask you something.
What would you like to discuss?
Reed wants us to go turn the power
But
on.
what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Tobson asked you to do?
Cut off power to the deserters, cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters, fix the geothermal plant. Cut off the power to
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Okay, right, well, what do you want him to... What are you advising?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the
I don't
deserters
like
to
this
return to
figure
the
at all.
fold.
He's a piece of shit. It's a waste of time.
I apologize if my advice was wanting. I find many people can find their path when presented with the right questions.
Man, I want to so badly.
Where are we headed?
That vicar sucked.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Why is it not going to be clean?
I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk.
Okay.
The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a
mentioned that
museum
earlier.
shelf, under glass.
Why do you want to talk to him?
The Vicar's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel I'd disappoint him.
Yeah, well, he sucks ass. This place is way too clean. Alright, well, I think that's good. We got a nice little mission from the canning factory boss. We spoke to the vicar for his moral guidance, and he sucked. But thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!